Both were transported to the hospital where Sergeant Ritmanic died as Bailey was rushed into surgery. Darius Sullivan was arrested 11 hours later in Indiana, just across the state border as he walked out of a home. U.S. Marshals would place him in custody before transporting him to a nearby jail. And 7 hours after his arrest, Zandria Harris surrendered at the Bradley Police Department with her—
Hey yo guys, what's happening? It's your boy Araine TJ back again with another reaction video. Today I'm working on a drawing for one of my buddies, and we'll be watching this video for 1090 Jake. I'm gonna have a link to his channel in the description below. So if you're not subscribed, you can head over there, drop a like, drop a subscribe. It's that easy, you know what I mean? Today he's looking at this guy who brutally deleted a police officer, sergeant or something, with her own weapon.
December 29th, 2021, the Bradley Police Department in Illinois responded to a Comfort Inn hotel after it was reported dogs were barking inside of an unoccupied vehicle in the parking lot. It was 9:56 p.m. when Police Sergeant Marlene Ritmanic and Officer Tyler Bailey arrived at the hotel. Running the vehicle's plates, it was registered to a woman named Zandria Harris, a known acquaintance to a convicted felon named Darius Sullivan. The officer met with the sergeant in the hotel lobby where he asked the employee if there were any rooms under the name Zandria Harris or Darius Sullivan. A quick search found room 308 was booked by Sullivan, who had previously fled from the police after they tried to detain him on an outstanding warrant for battery. It was 10:13 when they knocked on the door of room 308. Initially, silence. No response and no movement could be heard inside of the room as officers waited roughly a minute before knocking again. This time, Officer Bailey announced it's the police department and asked Andrea to exit the room and address the complaint about the dog. She'd respond with a simple yes, saying she was coming. The officers would knock 3 more times over the span of several minutes, telling her to come out, and each time she'd reply, saying she's coming. After 14 minutes of failed attempts, Zandria opened the door just wide enough to squeeze her body through in an attempt to prevent officers from seeing Darius. They ordered her to stop blocking the doorway as Darius appeared with a 9mm handgun with a drum magazine. As Zandria began struggling with an officer, Darius raised his weapon, firing a round into Officer Bailey's head, who immediately collapsed. Darius then switched targets and shot Sergeant Ritmanic as she ran down the hallway dodging gunfire. An officer was on the ground leaking from the bullet in his head, the sergeant was running for her life, and Darius, who could have ran from the scene, made the decision to chase her down. His gun jammed as he attempted to murder her, so he pinned the sergeant against the door where he tried to unjam his gun with his right hand and mouth and disarm the sergeant with his left hand. As the two struggled, Zandria yelled out to Darius telling him to cock the gun before joining in and disarming the sergeant. The two then stood over Sergeant Ritmanic, aiming down at her, as Zandria held the 9mm with the drum magazine and Darius held the sergeant's gun. Already shot once, she started begging, saying just leave, you don't have to do this, please just go, please don't, please don't. She was interrupted by Darius firing twice into her throat with their own weapon. Zandria handed Darius her car keys saying you have to go. He'd run down the hotel stairs before leaving in her car as she ran back to the hotel room where she got her belongings and her 2 kids who were inside of the room the whole time. Paramedics would arrive at the hotel finding
Bro, what? Bro, that's crazy. That's crazy. And oh my god, bro. Rest in peace to that sergeant and her condolences to her family. Condolences to them 2 kids too, because you know what I mean, or good luck to them 2 kids, cause what kind of bro, that's crazy, bro. And then like for situations like that, bro, why is it even a question if they should get the death penalty or not? Like, why is that even a question in a situation like that? Like, the law needs to change, and for real, bro, I'm just being serious, bro. Like, let's just pause for a moment and be real. In situations like that, bro, you brutally do somebody like that, bro, either we legally delete you, or not just jail, bro, because that's a cake for some people. For some people, they want to be in there. For stuff like that, bro, you need to make that person pay, bro. That person needs to pay in order to regret what they've done or to learn what they've done. You know what I mean? They need to pay, bro. That's craziness, bro. She begging you for her life and you shoot her twice in her throat. Bro, that must have been so gruesome. And then this other clown who defending this madman, and she have her own kids, Bro, what?
27-year-old Officer Bailey unresponsive and shot in the head.
And he shoots
Further down the hall.
And he shoots somebody in the head already. That's crazy, bro. Talk about crash out. For what, bro? A warrant on domestic violence? Are you guys dumb? I mean, for real. Like, if it's the same shorty, she could just let him know, yo. You know what I mean? But nah, bro. That's crazy, bro. So for that, you delete 2 other people.
Way they'd find 49-year-old Sergeant Ritmanic excessively bleeding from 3 gunshots. Both were transported to the hospital where Sergeant Ritmanic died as Bailey was rushed into surgery. Darius Sullivan was arrested 11 hours later in Indiana, just across the state border as he walked out of a home. U.S. Marshals would place him in custody before transporting him to a nearby jail. And 7 hours after his arrest, Zandria Harris surrendered at the Bradley Police Department with her attorney by her side.
What? 2 cops just come for dogs barking, bro. Dogs barking. They probably didn't even have their weapons on them because it's just, dogs barking inside a motel or something. They ain't nothing. And they lose their lives, bro. It's so pointlessly. That's crazy. I'd have blicked both them down, bro.
25-year-old Darius Sullivan and 26-year-old Zandria Harris were both charged with first-degree murder and attempted murder as prosecutors highlighted Zandria's actions directly impacted Sergeant Ritmanic's death, as she not only tried to tell Darius how to unjam the weapon, she assisted in disarming the sergeant. 3 others were arrested in the case, including Darius's mother, after impeding the search for both suspects. While Illinois doesn't have a death penalty, prosecutors are asking the U.S. Attorney's Office to federally charge both suspects so they will face a federal death penalty. Darius has faced 43 charges in the past, with over 20 arrests since he was 19 years old.
What?
His girlfriend Zandria had only been in trouble for driving an unregistered and uninsured vehicle. And whether or not the 2 thought they were Bonnie and Clyde, they'll never see each other again and may face an additional murder charge if Officer Bailey doesn't recover. Now, in my humble Caucasian opinion, fuck the both of them.
Right! Yo, I'm sorry, yo, but with everything going on in the world today, bro, and the pointlessness and the negativity, it's almost like even the positive people just have to take a stand and just be like, bro, certain mindsets have to go in order for the human race. Like, for real, this may be a really deep thought for just like a YouTube reaction, but in order for the human race to progress beyond this threshold we currently are at, certain mindsets, certain ways of thinking have to go, bro. It has to be deleted from our consciousness entirely, from our mass mentality. Like, all around the world at once, idiocy like that has to go. Like, we just have to wipe it out, bro. It's not the people, you know? God doesn't hate the sinner. He hates the sin. You see what I'm saying? It's not the people. It's the mentality. The mentality has to go, bro. We got to find a way to get rid of that, bro.
I can't come up with a reason why they should be let back into society for doing what they did. And it's not that they just killed a cop, but it was the willingness to kill over nothing. This dude was facing a battery, which even if it's a felony battery, I can't imagine that it's punishable by more than 5 years in prison. If it's a misdemeanor battery, you're talking about county jail time. So unless dude's just pussy and he's scared to hit a dorm, why would you kill a cop when you're really not facing anything serious?
Right.
You shoot one in the fucking head. Then you make the decision to chase down the other one, pin her against the wall, stand over her while she's begging, and shoot her with her own gun. And I'm honestly surprised that when he was arrested, they didn't try to say he tripped, fell, picked up a handgun, and then they just shot the shit out of him. You know what I mean? I'm surprised.
For real, I'm surprised they did it like that, bro, because
surprised he's actually still breathing right now. And I know how the Florida Department of Corrections work. I'm not sure about Illinois. But if you kill a cop or a corrections officer or anybody with a fucking badge, you're going through it. Your entire bid, they hate you because you killed one of theirs. You know what I mean? And it isn't just him. My opinion isn't just against him. The mother left her 2 fucking kids in a hotel room to look out of a doorway and see an officer leaking out of his fucking head, right? But he had to chase the sergeant down the hallway to grab her. The mother made the decision to leave her 2 kids behind, looking at this man leaking life, run after the boyfriend, help him disarm the sergeant, held the gun down to her as he killed her. I can't come up with a reason why people like that should be let back into society. And I'm not just forming this opinion off of an arrest. I met people in prison that I fucking knew you shouldn't be free. You shouldn't come home. Like the serial rapists that are inside of prison. Like the dudes that like gutting themselves and then cutting random fucking people. They shouldn't be let out. Back in the day, they probably wouldn't even be breathing. Now, I'm not sure the status of the 27-year-old officer that was shot in the head. I don't know if, he's on the verge of being brain dead. I don't know how damaged he's gonna be from that shot. He most likely won't be able to work. I mean, the chances of making a full recovery off the headshot are very fucking slim, depending on where you get hit. If you get hit through the face, you might look a little ugly, but you're gonna be okay. But any contact with the brain swelling, bleeding, any of that shit, and you're not gonna be the same person. Now, as far as the federal punishment, it just goes to show they are not fucking off about their police officers. And there's only been a few different types of cases where they'll actually trump the charges up in the federal court, usually with terrorist attacks, bank robberies, or even kidnappings. And they're gonna try to argue that he kidnapped her. Kidnapping can be as simple as restraining and moving somebody. But in this case, I don't know if they can really make it a kidnapping. He chased her down, pinned her against the wall. I don't know if that's gonna count. It just goes to show they wanna fry him and they wanna fry his girlfriend because she literally helped disarm the police officer. And apparently
Isn't that just nuts, bro? Like he said, bro, instead of she remove her children from the situation, instead of she try to help the guy who's leaking life, she run down and help delete somebody else. Wow, bro, just nah, bro.
This entire thing was filmed on body cam, and the body cam was played in court, and you could hear her begging for her life. But let me know what y'all think in the comment section, and if you can come up with a reason why somebody that does something like this should be let out of prison, let me know. Because I mean, if that's how you feel, I feel like they should live next to you, or even maybe with you. I wouldn't want them around me and my kid. I wouldn't want to be around anybody that's like that, because it just sounds like loose cannons that have no respect for life, for themselves, for fucking anything. But hey, it's 1090 Jake.
Yeah, bro. I feel the same way. I wouldn't want nobody like that around me or mine at all. I wouldn't want nobody like that. Like I said, I don't want nobody like that existing in the world. Because I feel like we're all each other's. You know what I mean? Like, if I meet you and I laugh with you, I love you, yo. Like, for real. And I wouldn't want to see nobody hurt you. So, if it got mindsets like this, bro, I literally lived in a lot of countries. So I know a lot of people around the world. So I think about a lot of people around the world. And if one of them were to go, I'll really feel it. You feel me? And it's just, nah, bro. Stuff like this just shouldn't exist. Like, at all, bro. But anyways, gang, thanks for watching today's video. If you like the art to the side, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I'm going to see y'all in the next one.